It's your girl, Choose Compassion. And today, as with every day, I have like a billion things on my mind. But I want to focus on all of the stuff that we're not elaborating on in social media. Okay? Now, please excuse me because I have been really out of it. Multiple sclerosis is quite a thing, as well as diverticulitis. If you ever had that, oh my goodness. Now, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself, your future self, today. Because, hey, we're all getting older. No matter what age you are, we're all getting older. And any day is a day to start taking care of your future self today. Now, that being said and that out of the way, I don't think I'm going to be long winded because I'm just kind of getting better. However, okay, we got allegedly $8 million, 8 billion, excuse me, over $8 billion in a fraud scheme that, is supposed to be Somalians and only Somalians, it seems. And that's the first story that I want to talk about. Yes, all this $8 billion fraud is terrible. It's terrible. I agree with everybody on every front about whoever, and when I say whoever, that means all people that have defrauded their state. Right now, we're talking about Minnesota. All people that have defrauded or mishandled funds, mismanaged them, should definitely be put under a microscope. And I say that with my whole chest poked out because I, if you're new to this channel, I run a 501c3 that I founded, a nonprofit, small nonprofit. And we'll probably talk about that a little more in coming time or something. But for right now, I did found a 501c3 nonprofit. The reason that I ended up founding the 501c3 nonprofit was based on a lot of the things that I've seen with other nonprofits. And I'm going to really have to be honest when I say both good and bad. Now, way back when, in the 1900s and 90s, I came across a very, very nice lady who founded a 501c3 nonprofit. The name of that nonprofit is Sharing and Caring Hands. The woman that I am talking about is Mary Jo Copeland. And if you're from Minnesota, you've probably heard of Mary Jo Copeland and or Sharing and Caring Hands. Now, Mary Jo Copeland, she also lived like right around the corner from my mom. So this was an especially profound experience, I want to say. Just seeing Mary Jo in action and also getting tips that I did not have any idea that would become really like one of the most important pillars of the way that I run my nonprofit. So, Mary Jo Copeland, Sharing and Caring Hands, she houses the homeless. She has programs. They have expanded, and I'm with it. Now, do you know? Well, you don't know until I tell you, but let me tell you, one of the first things in the 1998, I believe it was, that Mary Jo Copeland told me, the first thing was, if you ever start a nonprofit, you put your own money in there and, you play by the rules. And if you're really wanting to help people, you will be taken care of. God has that. Okay? That was the 90s. At that time, I had just really graduated the U of M. No, I didn't graduate yet. I was going to the U of M, and I had no interest in anything nonprofit. I actually wanted to be a teacher. So, not knowing that all of this advice that I've gotten throughout the last, I want to say 30 plus years have all led to this point where I am now in my life. And that's pretty much how the sum of our lives go. It's like everything that happens is bringing you to the present moment. And I will go so far as to say, like, there's no, I mean, there's only the present. There is only the present because the past and the future, they all coincide. So I'm going to leave that there because I'm not trying to get deep in too many things because I got so many things on my mind. However, back to this fraud and Mary Jo Copeland. One of the reasons that Mary Jo Copeland told me to, well, I don't know why she wanted to. I do remember that she said that I had a very genuine spirit and it was just really cool. Anyway, beautiful reminiscing. But anywho, back to Mary Jo. I just love her. So she said, you really don't want to get involved with, political people. You don't want to get involved with, the politics of stuff. If you want to do this, be prepared to do it on your own. And she's the first one that told me, how nonprofits work, how tax deductible donations work, how her and her husband, her late husband now, how they grew their nonprofit. And it was not through, getting all these funds from the state and all that, not because the nonprofit is dishonest, but there are a lot of things that go into the situation. And I'm going to go to another. That's what I learned from Mary Jo Copeland. And now I'm going to go to some other nonprofit leaders that I've met throughout the last 30 years. It's not always about whether or not you're honest, because you can be the most honest person in the world. You can do everything by the book. And if you're mixed in with certain people are going to ask you to do certain things. And fast forward now to, let's say, 2021, where I saw all of this in its full blown just capacity. Why am I saying all this? I'm saying all this because if you think for 1 second that feeding our future and SNAP benefits are the only things that are happening in Minnesota, I'm here to confirm otherwise. We've seen a lot of whistleblowers. Well, not a lot. I've seen maybe 4, but that's a lot when it comes to whistleblowers that come out and tell the truth. And I'm not going to say you, I personally admire those people because, when we tell the truth or we bring the truth to someone, we kind of feel like, hey, that's what we should do, right? That's what we should do. We should tell the truth and that's going to prevail. But usually whistleblowers, yeah, they get fired. They get fired. Do they have cases? Maybe, maybe not. Who's to say? Whistleblower cases are, I don't want to say they're hard. You just have to have the right angle. So, what did whistleblowers in Minnesota get? Fired. Some of them got discriminated against. Some of them got flat out attacked. But that's why we need to look at everything. Why are we so focused on the Somalians and the fraud that is being prosecuted when we're not focusing on all the rest of the funds. You see, everyone's talking about the $8 billion. And what, since 2021, 2022, there have been other news reports that have said, hey, fraud is here, such as, and this is never all, so I'm going to put that disclaimer out there. We noticed, or at least I did, between 2021 and now, there have been multiple news reports on fraudulent activities within violence prevention. I can speak to that. I can speak to that. There is massive fraud everywhere. And to focus on something that's being prosecuted and not looking at or following up on all of these other things, how are we helping taxpayers? So that's what I want to say about that for now, because I need to make sure that I am okay to start telling the whole story. So we're going to end that there. But I would encourage everyone who's interested in the massive fraud in Minnesota to look beyond feeding our future. Look beyond the SNAP benefits. I'm not saying don't look at them. I'm saying if we're going to catch it, let's be like, Pokemon. Got to catch them all. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously. Because there is so much stuff that is in your faces or in our faces, because I'm going to include myself, and it makes me very angry when I see certain points hammered in, and I'm like, well, what about this, and what about this, and what about this? But guess what? When you say, what about this, what about this, what about this, in a lot of places, that'll get you canceled or just off the face of the earth, okay? We're not lying. We're gonna be all the way 100 up in here. Now, I know I've spoke out about a lot of things, and I don't know, check pacer or something. But it's just not. How is this gonna help when we focus on one thing, one person, one ethnic group, one program? All the programming in Minnesota is jacked up, okay? I remember seeing, I said I was done there. Guess I wasn't. I remember seeing an article, a lot of articles, about many organizations looking at the invoices on the screen, and we're just focused on one thing. Okay, I'm just saying, that's not going to help. Let's catch them all, like Pokemon. Moving right along. Let's go back. I cannot seem to shake the Illinois story. Now, we know a lot of stuff was going on with Brandon Johnson. I don't know him. I don't know the people around him. So whatever y'all say, and when I say y'all, I'm talking about the residents of Chicago, I stand with you all, which is going to promptly bring me right around to my hometown of Dalton, Illinois. Southland, I don't know if, I think I felt more of a kinship with Dalton than any of the other suburbs that I lived in my whole young life. And so with that, yeah, let's talk about it. Let's go ahead and talk about Dalton. Let's talk about Tiffany Henyard real quick, because this is insane, okay? I have a question. What did Tiffany do to you? And who am I talking to? Anybody that said because this groupthink thing that, we are, or I should say what this groupthink phase of the world that we're all living in, it's not helping. It's not helping any of us. It's not helping our human connection. It's just not helping. So, for every single person who has said, I didn't like some of the things that Tiffany Henyard did. I didn't like how she was. And, oh, Tiffany, what exactly did she do? Please drop it in the comment section because I would love to know what specifically she did to you. I asked this question because I noticed now there's been a shift. Now that there is an old new administration in, and I don't know how you all keep calling this a new administration when, everybody ran on her ticket except who? Brittany? Okay? So this is very much, to me, the beef of jealous women. And the world, just let it happen. How did this start? Okay, let me see. Long time ago, and by long time ago, I'm not doing dates, I'm not doing pictures, I'm not doing video. I don't got the production for all that, nor do I wish to, because I have most likely already made a video, okay? So, a few years ago, we first meet a lady in purple. Lady in purple said, at a T, said all this stuff about this mayor. Why did she say all this stuff about this mayor? I to this day, your guess is as good as mine, other than jealousy, baby. Because the first thing that I saw was a woman in purple telling people at a T, residents, number one, she don't live there. Number two, all of this stuff that Tiffany did and how she was so bad, and she know because it's all on her phone. So there we go. Nobody caught that? Nobody caught that? Okay, all right. Next thing we see is the same woman who brought another woman to talk about Tiffany and not her politics. So I'm watching. I'm like, wow, Tiffany Henyard. Oh, wow. I just cried at their inauguration because this is a beautiful thing. And now I'm looking at this lady, and then not too long after that, this other lady, that would be Stephanie Weirman. We ain't gonna mince words or names if it's, public officials. So you see these two are just on this campaign everywhere. Anton Daniels, which y'all still won't say nothing about Anton Daniels. Y'all won't talk about Anton Daniels talking about Nelson Mandela and fighting plexiglass and just pretty much all of y'all in the way that y'all were acting. And I'm talking about the people that have been at those meetings. So you see a Nikita, lady in purple, just going off about Tiffany. Meanwhile, we get our first glimpse of how and what this administration was planning. How did we get this glimpse? It's not just on my page, it's on plenty of people's pages at this point. We get a glimpse of Jason House, Brittany Norwood, Tammy Brown, and Tammy was just out of control. We get a picture of them putting one of the longest standing residents in the village, putting her out. While Jason watched, while Tammy cussed at her and people had to hold her back. How is Tiffany ghetto? And these people aren't. It was all okay. That's not cool, people. Like, that's not cool at all. And ever since that point, it's been Tiffany bad, Tiffany bad. Okay, but I have not heard one person on these streets of the social of the medias, on the tubes of you, on the book of faces, or on the talks of tick. I have not seen one person specifically say, what did she mishandle? Why did she mishandle it? How she mishandled it? The bag is empty, but we bought a Pope's house. What did Tiffany A. Henyard do to you all except make history 3 times? And we don't want to talk about that, but we will. We will. If y'all want to wait till February, it's just going to be a bigger February party. I digress, though. I really want to know, what did Tiffany Henyard do to you all personally? And if I have no comments in my comment section, this will be par for the course for the future when we're all dead and gone for the next generation to see Tiffany A. Henyard actually didn't do anything to half of you. I mean, Edward Steve whined a whole lot because the people voted him out and he wanted to blame Tiffany. Come on now. I'm not going to pause. That whole nah, hey, goodbye. That was just tit for tat because Tiffany said nah, hey, goodbye to Edward Steve because the people didn't vote him in. So for him to be calling himself the people's trustee is just lying. And then I know that you everybody that either want to be quiet or still want to be like, well, I didn't agree with some things that she did. And what? What didn't you agree with? You didn't agree with her giving out food because those, I mean, do we want to pull up the comments? That's why I said we're not going to have no fancy productions. We're not doing all that because this is not the space to call any one particular person out unless, if she did something to you, drop it. Drop it in the comment section so we can talk about that. We don't want to hear, well, Tiffany was feeding the people. She told y'all that. Well, Tiffany was doing this, but I still didn't agree. Like, what didn't y'all agree with? That's what's crazy to me. That's what's crazy to me because I really, really want you all to understand the impact that the world had on people that live there. The impact that it's having on people that live there now. And I wish that, okay, I'm not going to say that. I was going to say I wish that I can go into it. However, I can. And I really don't want to seem like I'm complaining. So that's why I said that the way that I said it. However, I'm watching people really not have food. And I'm watching people not have or in danger of their utilities going off. Water bill. That you think the water department got better? No. It got worse. Still water main breaks, all kind of stuff going on. So who is this for? How is this helping the people there? And I say that I'm like so serious because many people don't have one relative, ain't never stepped foot there, but in real time, some people, even people like me who are not there, with relatives all through that township, been there, they won't move. Like, they won't move from Chicago, from Dalton, from Phoenix. Oh, no one's in Phoenix anymore. Calumet City. Some of them moved a little, further out. But really, Harvey, oh my gosh, we're not even going to start about Harvey because that's pretty much where my family had roots. This is why I know if you all know Ryan's Gate Chicago, you all would know what a pillar that he is in the community. If you haven't heard of him, I know you heard of his parents. That's if you from the Southland, if you from Harvey. So I'm going to take that moment to say shout out Ryan's Gate Chicago. Go over there because he's really trying to help Harvey now, and he should be, as he should, because he is a longstanding member, resident of that community. Now, I'm going to just go ahead and end it here because we do know how we know the antics. We know the antics of what went on. Don't know why it wouldn't fly anywhere but Dalton. That's what's crazy. That's what's really crazy. None of that will fly. And now you have Nikita Cloud wanting to be Tiffany Henyard. I mean, think about it. She was chief of staff. What do you think? Like, oh my gosh. And everybody now with the, we're doing this and we're doing that. This is what I'm going to say, and I'm going to get up out of here. And I've said it in many lives, so I'm going to say it on my own live. You all need to band together, okay? There is no just Harvey. There is no just Dalton. There is no just Calumet City. There is no just Phoenix, just Dixmoor, just this, just... There is no just this. You all are part of the township. And the reason that I say this is because you're being part of that township. You have to understand the interconnectedness of all these people. And if you have not put all of that together, you know, the DOTTSs, if you have not put all of that together yet, then I don't know what to tell you. It's best to just not talk about it. Because where is it getting anybody? And all the separation is not getting anyone anywhere when you still got Bert Odelson there. You still got Delgado somewhere. You still got all these people. You still got the library. And I'm talking about Harvey's library, Dalton's library. You have all the same people that are interconnected in all of this stuff. So when the residents, and this should not have even been this hard. This should have been the easiest thing. However, it was a smear campaign. So, okay. Now, what are we going to do? Now that Harvey's in the limelight, before it gets to this, well, it's already been in Calumet City. Let's stop playing. It's been everywhere. Let's stop playing. So, now, what y'all going to do? What y'all going to do? I can tell you, number one, stop jumping on the bandwagon of people that don't live where you live. Okay? That would be a number one. That would be a number one. Stop jumping on people's bandwagons that don't live there. When people like Nikita Cloud say, I don't even live here, you should be like, what? If you're going to look at songs, oh my gosh, Tiffany made a rap song. It was so bad. That's what y'all said, right? I don't have any, I listen to lyrics. I don't really listen to beats and stuff. I want to know what people are saying in songs. Which is why that whole Clean House campaign, it was okay with y'all for them to play, we're going to run this town tonight. Oh, you know what? I'm done. Like I said, drop it in the comment section. What did Tiffany do to you? Tiffany A. Henyard, what did she do to you? Hopefully this video will get like 5 views like the other ones, because this will be great for the future to see that Tiffany Henyard didn't do anything. Everybody just got their emotions all connected and jumbled up based on the past traumas, based on our own past things, based on our own present fears. So now that I have that off my chest, I look forward to coming back at you with another live where we are going to be really unpacking our own lives. Because we can't, I know for me, I'm not about to keep on talking about what everybody else is doing. I don't do it for the media of social. I do it for the people that it is intended to reach. So, questions. What did Tiffany Henry do to you? Question 2. Where y'all want to go from here? Because there's nowhere to go except for together, you know? And I certainly look forward to seeing you in the next one because guess what? My grandmother's up and she's ready for her dinner. Caregiver-ish. So, I am going to let y'all go here. Until next time, I am sending so much love and light. And I hope that you have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. See ya.